Fans, and welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Football Update Show. I'm the Commish and your host. There's been a whole lot of football going on, so let's get to it. Going into Week 7, we have one team at 6-0 and another at 0-6. The Instagrams just continue to dominate the league, but they did have a little scare a couple weeks ago against the Kentucky Catfighters. Didn't win that one until the last night of the week. I thought you had that one, honey. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, we have the E-Rock squad, who can't even buy a win if they could. We learned the other day that the Jets GM, John Idzik, reached out to Eric to give him some advice on selecting players. But based on how the Jets are doing, I don't think that's a good idea, Eric. You're probably better off just throwing darts at a dartboard. You do better that way. But one thing you might want to consider is the Rat Bastard organization is offering a football 101 class for beginners. Your Uncle Vince has already signed up for it, so I think you should go to that. So we'll look forward to seeing you there. Now it's time to recap last week's games. Going into last week, we had a little theme going, and it was the Family Feud. We had a husband and wife matchup, brother-sister, mother-son, father-son. Now, in the brother-sister duel, the E-Rock squad played the Cowabunga Feelgoods. This was a battle for last place. Lauren was at 1-4, and Eric, we know what you were. But Eric was probably thinking that was going to be his first win against his little sister. Big sister stomped all over little brother. Good job, Lauren. In the mother-son matchup, the Skateboarding Ninjas, both coming off against the Dreadlocks and Dangerous, both came off big wins from the previous week. Noah was going for the mom-dad sweep when he put his dad in his place a few weeks ago. Nothing stinky there, came out smelling like a rose. But in that game, Rasta Mama spanked her child with a big win. Julie Adrian Peterson would be proud. In a husband-wife matchup, the Kentucky Catfighters took on the Rat Bastards. The Catfighters have been playing tough, and the Rat Bastards have slipped a little bit. But you can't hold a rat down for long. The Rat Bastards put the cat in their place, Tom and Jerry style. Next was the father-son matchup, Savory Selections versus the Invincibles. I really thought we might see an upset here. Wrong. No way. The Invincibles are more like the Despicables. Andrew, congrats on the win. And in our matchup of the week, we had the Team NOLA versus the undefeated Instagrams. Team NOLA had been real cocky, and I'm sure there was some trash talking going on down on the bayou out of our posts. But Team NOLA probably thought they were going to had some high expectations and get the win. Wrong. Fat chance on that happening. Instagram still got the voodoo magic going, and that left Mark playing the Louisiana Blues on his accordion. And lastly, it's Tommy Stinkbombs versus Greg's Eggs with Legs. Another fine matchup. Tommy's been gassing out his opponents over the last few weeks, but it still looked like another upset in the making. Wrong. Greg ended up making like Humpty Dumpty and dropped this one to the stinker. Tom, a word of advice from your older brother. Old and stinky is no way to go through life, my son. Take a bath and change your drawers. So that was last week's games. A lot of excitement going on here, and there's plenty to come. Sorry, I just like doing that. Now, I'd like to introduce you to a brand new feature in these updates. It's called A Rat Bastard at Your Door. I'm the Rat Bastard, and let's see whose door I'm visiting this week. First up is the owner of the Savory Selections. Here's all about Andrew. Andrew's a strapping young lad out of the northwest section of Boundbrook. He's been known to hang out with some unsavory characters. Here's just a few. That's as unsavory as you get. Andrew got the fantasy football itch after watching his dad and uncles play in the fantasy leagues for years and losing. He knew that this league would be a piece of cake for him based on that. It's funny that I mentioned cake because his team name is the Savory Selections. Andrew picked that name due to his culinary expertise. Savory refers to the tasty treats he cooks, and Selections refers to the picking players of his team. Very sharp, Eric. His team logo is a picture of pesto sauce, one of his specialties. but he thinks the Rat Bastards have the best logo, and I would have to agree with that. He enjoys the smack talk between Dad and the uncles, and I'd have to say he gives his uncles some good competition in that respect. In regards to his team, he likes Luck because he consistently scores high points, while Fitzgerald has been a slacker on his team. And that's all about Andrew. Thanks, Andrew, for sharing a little bit about yourself, and good luck on your year. So how'd you like that? This feature will continue in coming weeks, and the Rat Bastard will be reaching out you to knock on your door and pick the next person to feature. Now, let's take a look at this week's matchups. As I mentioned in our recap, we had a theme going there. But as I looked at this week's games, we have another theme going there. And that theme is Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. Why is that? Because when I looked at the matchups, we've got a 4-2 team playing a 2-4 team, a 1-5 team playing a 5-1 team, and so on. So let's take a look at these matchups and see what the mirror has to say. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the team that's gonna fall? In our first matchup, we have the 6-0 Instagrams playing the 0-6 E-Rocks. Not much of a matchup there, so let's see what the mirror has to say. Mirror, mirror on the wall, which of these teams is gonna fall? You have to ask the E-Rocks. Of course, stop bothering me. Next is the 2-4 Cowabunga Feelgoods and the 4-2 Savory Selections. What's the mirror got to say here? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the team that's gonna fall? Not an easy one here, but the Feelgoods are on a run, and they will savor the win. You got it, Lauren. Go get them. Next up, the 5-1 Tom Stink Bombs face the 1-5 Invincibles. And the mirror has to say, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the team that's gonna fall? The only thing stinkier than the Stink Bombs are the Invincibles, who may never win another one. Binny, Binny, Binny. Our next matchup, we have the Team NOLA at 4-2 against the Kentucky Catfighters at 2-4. And the mirror says, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the team that's gonna fall? Team NOLA will fall. Yes, that's true. It'll be a sad, sad day down on the bayou. Go get 'em, honey. In a non-mirror matchup, we have Greg's Eggs with Legs against the Skateboarding Ninjas. But we're going to go to the mirror anyway. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the team that's going to fall? This is a tough one. Two fine teams, but the Eggs with Legs will pull it out in the wing. I think that rhymes. And lastly, we got the Dreadlocks and Dangerous versus the Rat Bastards. What's the mirror have to say about this one? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the team that's gonna fall? The Ratso Girl will fall this time, since the rats can be dangerous at the drop of a dime. So that's this week's episode of the Wolknado Fantasy Football League. It's been fun, and remember, in the Wolknado Fantasy League, we got a little bit of football, but a whole lot of family. So long, everybody. Have a good week.